Hi Gemini, this is Joanna from Tarot with Joanna, here to do another reading. Hello, hello, hello. So Gemini, in today's reading, I am going to give you two of the Denise Lynn Sacred or Traveling Oracle card. And then I'm going to do your reading and then clarify it. So let's get started. Gemini. All right, Gemini, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is for Gemini. For their highest good spirit. This is for Gemini. My card. Okay, I'll take those because there's an extra card came out, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, so you have passion and pleasure. Savor your life. So definitely just live in the moment, you guys. You know, remember that not everything is going to last forever, but really just live in the moment, okay? Live in the moment. All right, and then you have fogged in. Go slow and take your time. Really take your time about things, okay? Your decisions, what you're trying to do. Really, I feel like you're looking for answers and you're trying to figure out why everything is going the way it is. I also feel like you really need to just take your time, okay? Take your time, go within, meditate, whatever you have to do, okay? I also feel with the valiant courage here, it says take action with passion. So you know, if you want to create something, whatever it is, you know, reaching your goal, I feel like you need to start doing it now. Find the courage to do it on your own, you know, to start doing things the way you want to. I feel like you need to do that, you know, and that's for your, like, you know, take action with passion. You know, nothing's gonna get done unless you start doing it. Okay, so really, really do that. Okay. Gemini, take what resonates with you, Gemini, and leave the rest. This is going to be for Gemini. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. All right, Gemini. So I just wanted to let you quick tip on what I do. When I got a comment the other day saying that I felt like people were saying that I talk really fast. I only talk fast because I'm trying to like work at it, but I talk really fast because I'm getting a lot of messages coming in. So when I'm trying to just grab them all, you know. So, so if it seems like I'm like out of breath or just talking fast, it's because I'm getting the messages. It's not because I do not want to do the reading, because I do want to do the readings. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. Okay, so just know that. All right, so Gemini, let's do this. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is for Gemini. One card for the current. This is for Gemini, for the highest good. One more card. One for the past. One for what's hidden. Oh. One for the hopes and fears. One for the what you need to do now. What you need to work on. And the outcome. All right. So, Gemini. Oops, sorry. I have all my cards on this cart here and leaving them half behind here. Okay. So you start off with the Judgment card. Wow. Okay. Whew. So I am getting a lot of messages here for you guys. So be ready. Okay. I'm about to start fast. I'll be like an auctioneer. Just kidding. All right. So you have the Judgment card here, and I feel like you're really seeing things. You're opening your eyes now to a lot. But we'll see what the cards say behind it. I also feel like you're going through a spiritual journey, looking at things differently. With the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like there is a cycle that has closed, and I feel like, oh my goodness, I'm getting a lot of. Okay, so you have the Wheel of Fortune. There's a cycle that has closed. We'll see what it says with the other cards that are coming through. You have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is saying that. You know, you want that material success. You know, you've been working hard for what you want, and you're trying to create something. You're trying to create something here. I feel like with the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like, and it's in the past, I feel like you're going to start seeing the results very soon. They're asking you not to give up on anything. You know, you will have that material success, but just be patient, okay? You have the Page of Swords up here. The Page of Swords is saying that there is some kind of truth that you really need to speak about. You're very curious. You want to learn something new. You have a lot of new ideas, like trying to start a new project. But the one thing that you do not have is clear communication. You have no clear communication. I'm telling you that right now because the spirit guides are telling me that you don't. Okay. And that's not an offense to anybody. It's just that, you know, sometimes you just need to speak better, communicate better, you know, and it's not, you know, just not go, okay, you know, that kind of thing. You really need to, like, if you have something to say, it's time to start saying it. Like, you really need to speak your truth. But you also need to see the truth in everything, also, Gemini. I feel like you need to do your research and really have patience for everything that is coming in, that everything that is going on in your life. I feel like you need to have patience. You know, you have a lot of it. You're excited all the time. You want different things, and it's true you do. But the only thing is that you really need to have your patience and really do your research before you start putting all in and you know, doing things that in on an impulse. And that's what they're asking you to do. Wow, I got a lot in that one, just a lot on that one. So I also feel like you're okay. Well, we'll keep going. You have the Ten of Cups here, and I feel like you just want happiness. You know, you just want to be happy. There's things here that are going on, but you just want to be happy. That's the main majority that you want. You know, you want to move towards just being happy. You have the Sun card here for what you need to do now, and I feel like you need to be positive in everything that you're doing. Okay, stop thinking negative. Stop thinking like nothing's gonna work out. Stop thinking like that. You know, think positive. Have I not said this over and over and over? And everybody's reading. I always say, you know, think positive and everything. Um, okay. And then I have the Tower card here, and the Tower is in the what you need to work on, and you need to change a lot of things, Gemini. There's a lot of things here that you need to work on, so we'll see why it's here. There's change coming in, so be ready. Things are going to change for you all of a sudden. It's what they're asking me to tell you, okay? You also have the Six of Cups here. And the Six of Cups is asking me, is saying that, you know, for the outcome is saying that, you know, you've been very nostalgic, thinking about the past, thinking about everything that has happened. You know, I feel like you're also you're trying to heal something within you. I also feel like, wow, I just feel like you're being very nostalgic, but we'll see what the cards say on top of it, okay? So let's see. All right, so Gemini, take what resonates with you, Gemini, and leave the rest. This is going to be for Gemini. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Hello, Gemini. All right. Why is the Judgment here? Take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Why is the Judgment here for Gemini? Number card. All right. All right. So you have the Judgment card here, and the Judgment is saying that, you know, you're going through an awakening, a rebirth, you know, a transformation. Things are changing within you. You know, you want things to change. You know, I feel like you need to be more focused with this card here. You know, he's going through these clouds around him, but he's not really paying attention to things. And I feel like you really need to start paying attention and looking at things, okay? Because for some reason, something has clouded your mind, and I feel like you really need to start paying attention. Okay, and then I feel with the Nine of Cups here, I feel like you need to be grateful for everything that you have. And, you know, this may not be for everybody, but just a particular message for somebody. But I feel like you really need to be grateful and be content with what you have, because, you know, you need to think back at where you were before, and you need to be very grateful. Okay. I feel like, you know, you're accomplishing what you set out to do. But I just feel like you need to have more gratitude. I also feel like be more content with what you have, okay? And also too, I feel like there is a blessing trying to come in, but I feel like you need to focus more, okay? Wow. And why is the Wheel of Fortune here for the situation? One more card. Yeah, really need to focus. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. So with the King of Swords here, you're very. Okay. Okay. Whew, okay. So okay. So with let's start with the. Okay. So there's there's something that has come to an end in your life. Okay. There not an end in your life, but you're leaving a cycle, and a new cycle's beginning to come in, which is because I feel that there's a lot of change coming in because you have the Tower coming in twice. But with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like you're gonna have better luck. But I feel like there's just a cycle coming to a close. With the King of Swords, you're very stern. You know how to handle things, but you're also like very clouded. You need to start focusing on things. You need to start changing things. The way you are, the way you do things. Start changing them because I feel like you're very strong-willed. You know what you want, but you're also very like, oh no, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that, oh no, no, and you need to change that. They're asking you to change that. They're asking you to be more focused because you Gemini are very smart, you're very stern, you're very, you know what you want, but there are times where you need to start just focusing, like focus better, communicate better, because you're a king, whether you're male or female, you're a king. You know how to create things. You know how to do what you want. See the truth in all situations. Don't just say, oh, I know, because I just know, don't think like that. Really see the truth in all situations before you start speaking out, before you start, lashing out at people, or you start saying, well, no, 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 I know, when you don't really know. Okay, so really see the truth and speak your truth also. I feel like you really need to speak about something that you're just not saying. You keep it on the down low, and nothing's going to change unless you change it. Okay. I feel like there's going to be a lot of changes coming through for you. You have the Tower card, you have it here twice. So there's going to be unexpected changes coming in. So just be ready. Okay. Whether they're good or bad, it's up to you. It's up to you to be more focused. It's up to you to communicate better. It's up to you to see the truth in everything, because it's how we think, it's how we see things. You also have the Sun card here, and what you need to do now, and the Sun is a positive card, but in this situation it's saying you need to think positive and stop being negative. Okay, so just remember that. You have the Eight of Pentacles here, and the Eight of Pentacles is saying that you're trying to establish something. You want that material success. You want, don't give up on anything. Whatever you're creating, whatever you're trying to create, don't give up on it. Things are going to work out. You're going to reach the material success that you want. Also feel like there could be some kind of raise, some kind of like you could be learning a new trade for a promotion or a job, something like that. So nice. And I feel that that's going to happen very soon, like now. You have the Princess of Swords, Page of Swords. And why is a Page of Swords here? One more card. Oh. Wow. Okay. So you do have the Page of Swords, and like I said, you needed to speak your truth and see the truth in things. But you also need to communicate way better. Communicate very, very better, because right now I feel like you're very angry about things. You're very frustrated. You're very angry, about everything that's going on in your life. And I feel like you hold on to it. Like you're just like, that kind of thing. But you really need to communicate better and get your point across to whoever it is that you're talking to, Gemini, whether it's a relationship or, whatever it is that you're dealing with. You need to really communicate better. Have clear communication, like really talk about it. Don't just yell or anything like that, or get mad, or anything like that. You communicate better. You talk to them and see what they say, or listen, to what they have to say, whatever it is, because there's something here that you're very upset about. You're very frustrated, very angry, you're just like mad at the world, and you don't need to be like that, Gemini, because good things are here. Good things are here. And like I said, think positive and everything. You have the Knight of Swords here, and the Knight of Swords says, have patience. Have patience. Don't do things on an impulse. Don't run and do things quickly, like, oh my God, I'm gonna go spend $100, or I'm gonna go spend all my check on this, I'll teach them, don't do that. You have a lot of frustration on you right now, and it's like you could do things on an impulse and it's not gonna go good. So don't do that, okay? You're very blessed, Gemini. You have had a lot of good things come into your life. So be happy, be content, have gratitude. You have the Knight of Swords here. So the Knight of Swords is saying that, find your courage. There is a lot of success here. I feel like you're very courageous, and I feel like you need to stand your ground, in whatever it is that you're trying to do. But have patience, okay? Really have patience. You have the Ten of Cups. And why is the Ten of Cups here? Oh my God. Okay. So, oh, wow. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So, all right. So I'm going to tell you right now. So, the Ten of Cups is here. The Ten of Cups is about, moving towards happiness and just being happy, and I feel like, you are definitely, you just want you want things to be moving forward. And I feel like you just want happiness in your life, with the Three of Swords, I feel like you're very emotional at times, you're wanting to, it's just very emotional. I feel like there is like a lot of emotional pain here, a lot of loss, a lot of depression. I feel like there's loss or just a grief, I feel like there's something here that's just making you very emotional, and all you want is just this happiness to go to. I don't know who this is for, but this is a message for somebody, okay? And I feel like it has to do a lot with everything that's inside of you. You've been thinking about, could be a female presence, like a female presence. I also feel like a motherly presence. I also feel like that loving motherly energy. Something like that is here. Okay, so I feel like you really need to start taking care of yourself. Okay, that was that other message, when that motherly presence. I feel like that was for somebody out there, that they're very I feel it has to do with something like that, and I feel like you're very emotional, and all you want to do is just have happiness, but I feel also too like the Empress is here, and I feel like the Empress is saying that, you really need to start taking care of yourself, okay? Emotionally, physically, whatever. You just need to start taking care of yourself, and because you're neglecting yourself, you're going into this emotional state right here where you don't need to. This is avoidable. You don't need to be feeling like this. Like, things can get better, and if you feel really depressed, it's time to talk to somebody, okay? Because you don't want to be like that. You don't want to keep on being like that. I know it's hard, especially if it's a grief. It's very hard. If it's a heartbreak, it's hard. But you're very strong, Gemini, and you always gotten up. You've always stepped up on your feet, and you've always gotten back up, and you've always said, okay, I'm okay. I can do this, Things are going to change for you. They're going to change a lot more. There's a lot more changes here, and I know you just want this happiness, and it will come, but it's also up to you to do the things that you need to do. And that's taking care of yourself, because the Empress, she's very nurturing. She's very loving. That's you. You're very loving. You're very nurturing. You know how to handle things, but you don't, what the thing is that you still need to nurture yourself. You still need to take care of yourself when all this is going on, but really take care of your emotional state is what I'm saying. I feel like there is some kind of abundance trying to come in for you. I also feel like for somebody here that they could be pregnant, or I just feel like there's a lot of there's a pregnancy here, and I also feel like there is a lot of growth here, but I also feel like this emotional state that you're going through, that You're going to get better. You are going to see the happiness soon, very soon. You just need to take care of yourself. Um, you have the Sun card here, and why is the Sun card here? Why is the Sun card here for Gemini? One more card. Wow. So with the Sun card here, I feel like you really need to start thinking positive. I feel like you've been feeling. I feel like you've been feeling betrayed with the Seven of Swords. I feel like there was some kind of betrayal. You feel like you've been betrayed. You feel like, you've been stabbed in the back. Like somebody hurt you really bad. Like you understand why, but you just feel like, somebody is trying to take something away from you. That's a message for somebody. I feel like you need to talk. I feel like you need to think positive and everything and let that go, because the sun is shining on you, but you just don't realize all this. You're too much into this sadness, this anger, this frustration that you have within you, and you really need to be careful with that. Okay. You have the Death card, and the Death card is saying that there is a transformation that you're going through. You're going through like it's not just a transformation, but it's a lot of changes that you're going through. And the thing is that in order for you're going to go through all this, right? But when it's done and all the changes come in, you're going to see that there are good things in your life. There are a lot of happy times. There's good things just coming through, and they want you to think positive instead of feeling the way you're feeling. It's up to you to change these things. Okay, it's up to you to like, if you want to keep it going happy and be happy, then speak your truth. Start doing what you need to do. Okay, explaining to other people. Oh, what is this? Okay, yeah. So wow, that's very interesting. All right, so we have the Tower card. All right, so Gemini, let's clarify the Tower. Why is the Tower here for Gemini? Okay. Wow. Wow, so definitely, let's see this real quick. Oh my goodness. All right, so there's definitely a big, you have a lot of swords here, Gemini, and you have the Tower card and the Ace of Swords, and also the Knight of Cups. With the Knight of Cups, I feel like you really need to follow your heart and make decisions towards your heart. Like follow your heart, like pay attention to it. Like what doesn't feel right? Does it feel right doing what you're doing, or does it feel right not doing what you're supposed to do? Like, are you not following your heart and doing something different? Or do you feel bad? Whatever it is, they want you to follow your heart. Trust your intuition, trust it, because remember, this is, you're very blessed, Gemini. You are very blessed, but they want you to follow your heart. Like, make decisions from your heart, not just from your, like, at a whim, like in an impulse, because there's a truth here that you need to speak about. There's a truth here that you need to see also. And I feel like there is going to be a lot of changes for you coming through. So just know that. But it's up to you to start speaking your truth and seeing the truth in everything. I also feel like you're going to have a lot of ideas. You're going to be very passionate. And I also feel like for you to trust your intuition, that don't give up on things. Be calm about things also. Don't get all angry, and frustrated. Just really be calm and have patience. Wow, that's a lot. There's a lot of changes coming in. Be ready. And then you have the Six of Cups. One more card. And they want you to, okay, so you have the Six of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. With the Four of Pentacles, I feel like you need to start saving your money now. Start saving your money because you need to. I feel like there's going to be traveling soon, very much for you. Okay. With the Eight of Swords, because you did get the Eight of Swords here, I feel like there's something here that you don't want to see. There's something here that you're just like don't want to deal with. I don't know what it is. It's like something here. Like you need to see some kind of truth, and you also need to see what you need to deal with, because this lady, she's in the back of her. She has a sword. Okay, just take a good look at it. She has her swords behind her. She has her face blindfolded. The rope around her is like loose. Her hands are like this, like twitching, but yet she doesn't move. She's afraid to. She's afraid to take off those blindfolds. She's afraid to move forward. And even though she can, she feels like she's trapped. She feels like she can't do anything. Like, oh, I can't do anything because of this and this and that. And you're not seeing clearly. For some reason, you're just not seeing clearly, and you really need to. You need to see the truth. You need to take off that blindfold and really see things for what they are, and really look at everything. Okay, because for some reason, I feel like you're just not seeing. You're not seeing what you're supposed to see. Really start having patience. Okay, really have patience for everything. Really start saving your money. I feel like you're being very nostalgic and thinking about the past. I also feel like you need to have some kind of forgiveness, and you need to have compassion and forgiveness in your heart. I also feel like you need to have there's an apology here that you need to do, or you need to have need somebody's going to come and give it to you, something like that. I just feel like that's here. And I feel like there's just a lot here that you're not seeing. I feel like that there's going to be a lot of changes, and I feel like you're very frustrated, very angry about things. But I feel like you're not seeing everything. Yes, you want this happiness, but you're just not seeing everything that you should be. So just like really take that blindfold off. Whatever it is that's blinding you, take it off so you could see the truth, so you could see reality. Okay. All right. So Gemini. Wow, that's a lot there. That was a lot. Live your life to the fullest, but really take care of the things that you need to. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. God bless.